Howdy folks, how's it going? Just thought I'd do a little scrapping today. It's a pretty nice day out here, so I'm going to just go through a dishwasher here and show you what's worth it and what isn't and stuff like that. Dishwashers, you know, if you're not getting paid for picking them up, unless they're an all-metal one, really aren't worth scrapping for scrap value, but I use the plastic ones for storage and that. So let me get a dishwasher out of my little area here and show you what we can get off it. Alright, so here's just your standard dishwasher. This is a Whirlpool. Take a look inside. We got, well, that's the bottom panel in there. We got a couple of racks, which usually those are just tin metal, so they just go in the metal bin. These plastic racks, sometimes if they're good, they can be resold to replace ones in other people's, but I don't know, it looks kind of gross, so I don't think I'll be doing that. Underneath this panel here, there'll be some wiring as well as a circuit panel and perhaps a little bit of silver mylar for the keypad here. On the underside, there's a chunk of copper in this device here. We got some wiring. These are heat sensors. This is your heating core up here, and then this is a smaller motor. It's hard to tell from here, but a lot of times those are aluminum windings, but the other one is copper, so that's about it. So we got obviously some stuff we're gonna just throw out. If these hoses are good, you can put them on your eBay or your Kijiji or Craigslist or whatever it is you have in your area and sell them. I don't. They're kind of gross, and they're really not too expensive at the store. But anyway, let's just start taking some of these screws out here and start taking this apart. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip it upside down, and I'm just going to start just by undoing all these screws and getting some of this stuff out here, cutting these wires, stuff like that. Undoing some of these ones, and just checking to see how hard it's going to be to take out some of this stuff. So you can see here, pull off this plastic here for the wiring housing and start throwing some stuff out. You gotta watch out with dishwashers, especially. In these tubes, they tend to retain a lot of water, and then they get kind of, as you can see in there, it's pretty gross. And there'll be water inside this pumping part here. But yeah, just keep an eye out for that when you're taking them apart. So let me start pulling the stuff out here and get it cleaned up a little bit. Right, so we got all the wiring off the motor harness there, and I snapped all those pieces off. Squirrel's got something to say about something, that's for sure. This motor unit here comes out pretty easy. Basically, it had 3 of these feet just holding it in, so that popped out pretty quick. Basically, the only thing holding it up right now is this. So I'm going to take off this piece here, which has a copper winding around it, and then we'll flip it over and we'll start working on the front part. So inside here we got the top rack. I've taken the bottom rack out to get access to this thing here, which is the water pump, and collects all the garbage and does whatever it does inside there. Some of these parts here are either going to be aluminum or stainless, so check those. Unfortunately, this dishwasher is a little on the older side, so things are kind of broken and corroded, so I'm going to have to get in there and smack things around a little bit. The door, we're going to want to remove all those screws so we can pop that panel off to get access to the, you can see all in all there, get access to the wiring and the electronics on the inside here. And of course, it's a security bit. Back, I don't know why they have to use 14 different, or that's a torque bit, however you want to say them. I don't know why they need 14 different screws to put one of these things together, but anyway, we're going to check those rails too. They might be stainless, so anyway, let me start popping a few more things out here and show you what's next. Okay, so we got all the screws out of the door. Now all that's left on the actual dishwasher itself is just the framing left. This one looks pretty simple to take apart. There's some springs here. I usually leave these to last so that the door can open and close without a problem. These doors here, these ones here, sometimes they will have be like a Like you'll have a door up top and then another panel on the bottom. That panel on the bottom and the top will sometimes have some aluminum sheeting in there inside the frame, but this one's all tin. We ended up with a bit of a wiring harness here, as you can see. And so what we have left to do for the top part here is just to pull out this control panel and see what's in it. Alright, so inside we got one fairly decent looking circuit board there. Obviously we have a little bit of silver mylar. Pop that out. And then a couple switches which will have some silver contacts in them. I don't think there's anything too special. We got some more switches here which will have silver contacts in them as well. So let me finish pulling that board out. Alright, so I decided to take the motor apart here first. This piece did end up being, it's non-ferrous, so I'll have to put a grinder on it and see if it's stainless or aluminum. So that's pretty cool. And then this one here, just some plastic stuff to throw out. And then looks like we got 3 more torque bits to remove. And then we can see how we get the motor off on the backside. So let's take those bolts out and see what we got. Alright, so we got the motor apart. We'll have to just get up a little bit of this plastic here. This is kind of like the garbage trap. Sometimes you can find stuff in there. But this time all you can find is a piece of broken glass, and I'm not too sure what else is in there, so we'll just have to be careful when we take that apart. A little screen here. I'm not too sure if that'll be magnetic or not. And then another little screen and cutting blade, so we'll just see if that's ferrous or not. So just going to clean that up and then we'll start taking the rest of the frame apart here. Alright, so I've taken the springs out that was along there. This proved to be a bit of a problem. It's riveted in, so I had to pry it out. But now that that's out, we should just be able to pull it all the way around the frame. So let me get that done and then we're pretty much done with this. But of course nothing's ever as easy as you hope it is. So you can see underneath here, you can see better right there, there's some rivets holding it into the plastic case, so just need a screwdriver there to pry them out, or to pry it up so it pops out of the plastic, and then you're good to go. Alright, so that pretty much wraps up the teardown of the dishwasher. I don't usually do too much with the door when they're that type. If they don't have the big holes for the soap dispensers and that, then what I do is that I'll use it as a just a cover to cover up that hole, and then I use the entire body of the dishwasher as a storage unit. Like I store stuff in my backyard and those things. Keeps firewood dry, stuff like that, by the fire pit. So works out pretty good, but it's up to you what you want to do with them. You know, if you don't use them, then you know, toss them out or whatever. However you get rid of them out in your area. As for stuff, there's not really much in one of these. We did get a bit of tin there. We got a little bit of stainless here. I think it's probably gonna be stainless. This motor, not too sure if that's going to be copper or not. It could be a mix, most likely aluminum, but you get some cast aluminum off those when you tear them apart. We did get a bit of a wiring harness, so, and then a little bit more tin over here. So, but yeah, that's about it for that. Sorry, I forgot to mention these. We ended up getting, you know, 3 switches. That'll have silver contact in it as well. That's, I believe there's copper inside that once you get that apart. Definitely some copper windings there. Now I've been told that these can go in your dirty aluminum bin, but I'm not too sure. I got a pile of those. We'll see what they say. And then there's a circuit board and a little bit of silver mylar. Yep, so like I was saying, that pretty much wraps up a dishwasher there. You know, unless you're getting paid to pick them up, they're probably really not worth scrapping unless you need some storage units, like I was saying I use mine for. I also have one in the house that I use for storing wire that needs to be stripped in. So, but it's I made sure it was clean before I brought it in the house. Most of the stuff I won't do inside the house because you never know what's been sitting in it. But yeah, that's about it. There's really not too much to do with a with the dishwasher there. So it's up to you if you want to pick them up or not. I charge $20 for all appliance pickups, so for me it's worth it, and I get some storage bins out of the deal. Anyway, that's about it, like I was saying. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Ciao.